Yeah, that happened. 3 points out of 15, which is abysmal to say the least. Anyway, today I'm going to rate how I thought the players performed. And before I do, if you have not subscribed, as always, I'll ask you to subscribe and take us to 1,000 subscribers. Anyway, we lined up as 4-3-3, where at the back we had Sanchez at the goal, then Colwill, Achampong, Cucurella playing 3, and Caicedo playing as right back but inverting whenever it felt possible. Then we had Lavias alone, CDM, then two tens in Palma and Enzo, then Sancho left wing, Noni right wing, and Jackson in front. Our first substitution was in the 55th minute when Reese came in for Lavia. Then at 76th minute, I think Achiampong came off and Tosin replaced him. And then we had a double substitution where Caicedo went out and was replaced by Felix, and Noni was replaced by Neto. We got an early goal in Palma, then they scored just after first half a penalty that was considered by Caicedo. Then they scored immediately Semenyo. Then we had a free kick in the late hours, 98th minute, I think 95th minute, when Reece James hit the ball to the bottom side of the low left post. So the game finished 2-2 and we are currently at number 4. And Newcastle is pending. If Newcastle wins, we'll go to position 5. Anyway, this is how I think this guy's play. Sanchez, I'm going to give him 4, 5. I mean, just because in first half he did not face a lot of shots. Bournemouth were not attacking. We were really dominating that game. Then in second half, again, a penalty, which you wouldn't say that he was supposed to save. And then Semenyo hit on the near post again. If he wanted a higher rating, he could save that shot. But he had made several mistakes by giving possessions to the oppositions. And sometimes I felt that he was not so composed when hitting those long ball. Like a lot of long ball just ended in us losing possession. And whenever he received pressure, he had to hit the long ball. That's why I think it doesn't deserve a higher rating than that. Then Caicedo, I'll go with the 4. I think the 2 games where Caicedo played as a right back, I think they were the 2 games where he underperformed. And that should be a reason for Maresca to stop this experiment. I know he wants to put Lavia and Caicedo and Enzo to play, but if it is costing us and if it is costing our best players from performing as best as they could, then he has to sacrifice. He has to sacrifice one of those in the midfield. If he thinks like we need to be compact, he has to sacrifice Enzo. If he thinks we need to attack a lot, he has to sacrifice Lavia because Caicedo is undroppable while playing at CDM. But this game, he was playing at the right back, and sometimes I felt like Semenyo had him in his box. Like Semenyo beat him for fun at times, and he conceded the penalty that Bournemouth equalized. But I think all that was because he was playing in the wrong position. Then Achampong. Achampong, I'll give him a 7 is too high, 6. Yes, he played so well. He didn't make a lot of mistakes as I expected, but he gave away some possessions, but he was composed. He had his passes right. He had his, like he did everything right, other than the time where he should have closed in on Semenyo, but he let him pass and Semenyo buried the ball for the two for the second goal for Bournemouth, which I felt like if he was experienced or if he was closing in on him as he should, then probably we would have won that game. Then the next guy is Colwell. I think I'll give Colwell a 7 because he never made a mistake. As much as we did not come with a clean sheet, I didn't see anywhere where he lost possession. I didn't see anywhere where he was beaten. Like he played a clean game, and the two goals we conceded, I think, all came from the right side. That's why I'm giving him a 7. And it's unfortunate that we didn't have that clean sheet. Anyway, we got Cucurella. Cucurella was also somehow good, but I'll give him a 5. In this game, he was not the one who was overlapping or inverting. He remained at the back for most of the games. He tried to save. He would have gotten us uh, an advantage when Brooks got on his hair, but the referee decided that that was not a red offense, which should have been a red offense. Even VAR, which has always been against us, recommended for it. I think just because he didn't go forward, we did not see him, but he did a lot of things right because a lot of offense did not come from his side. This 5 is very just because he didn't impose himself. Like probably he has a higher ceiling, which I expected. Like I should have seen him more. I should have seen him create a lot of things. I should have seen him helping Sancho to make a difference in front. Then Lavia. I'll give Lavia 5. Again, he played so well. In first half, he was controlling the game, but he lost possession for the in the time we considered a penalty and a goal. I think that was the undoing in his game. I think right now he has injury and probably because he has not been in the game for so long, you expect to do such mistakes. And for me, I knew if he was going to do such a mistake, then the defense should have like really, really, really been there to help him, but it just did not work the way. Now, everybody will blame him as much as he did well, and then he came off in the 55th minute, which he didn't have enough time to like really, really, really impose himself in the game. Then the next guy was Enzo. I think Enzo did so well. I'm giving him a 6. I don't think he made a lot of mistakes as much he was not coming back as frequently as you expected to tackle or receive the ball. He tried, he played a clean game. Sometimes you don't see him in the game, like he's not doing a lot of fancy stuff or he's not doing a lot of, it's not like he's a utility player. And now the problem has been as much as he was included to create the chances because he's playing so much far ahead. Now that we are lacking goals, can we also put a blame on him? Like he's not creating those, he's not having those through passes or having those final passes to the strikers and the forwards, which I say it's a legit concern. But then again, he's not making a lot of mistakes and is like he's playing clean, which is why I give him a 6. On certain occasion that would be a 5 because he has to do more. That's what I think. And then Paul Palmer, he played so well. I'm divided whether to give him a 7 or an 8. I think his rating should be between like a 7.5 because In first half, he was playing so well. He was dribbling. And he scored the goal. And then I think at some point he just got lost, especially in second half. As when they removed Lavia, I think he was trying to win the ball because we didn't have, like, we were not in control of the game anymore. And that's why I felt like as much as first half he was so good, in second half he was nowhere to be seen. But because he scored the goal and he tried to create chances, I'll just give him a 7. And that's good. Then we have Noni. Noni, probably a 6. He created certain chances which the first through 45, where Enzo hit it above. Then he created also a chance for uh, Nicholas Jackson, which again he hit it just above. And that was a solid performance. If he had like people at the D area who are converting chances, he will be having 2 assists, which is why I think he deserved to get a 6 or even a 7 at times. Just because we lost, that's why his rating dropped. And then Nicholas Jackson, I'm really, again, I'll give him a 6 because, like, he had two faces. He was doing a lot of hard stuff, which you wouldn't expect anybody to do. Like, if anybody else was doing such stuff, you'll be clapping and saying that, hey, this player is so good. Like how he created that assist, that goal for Palma. He just cruised past 3 defenders. And then there's a time where he hit the post and then he just cruised past a defender and then ran with the ball and then hit the post. Then there's a time also he just cruised. Like, he was so good at that game. Now, the problem is he got some easy chances which you expect him to convert. And that was a bigger problem because he had the chance where Noni just gave him the ball from a 45 angle and all he had to do was bury the ball. But just because the ball bounced, he hit it above. Then he had this chance where I think was it Enzo or Palma just gave him the ball and then he had to run it all over to the corner. Like, those are easy chances where you expect him to score. Now he was struggling with the easy chances, and then those hard chances were not hard, no chances, like hard events, like hard things that you didn't expect him to do, like he will do it. That's why I'm giving him a 6. And then the last person in first 11 was Sancho. Again, I'll say I'm giving Sancho a 5 because as much as he was doing so well, had 2 nutmegs, he tried to, he was beating all He was beating the right back, the Bournemouth right back on several occasions, but he did not influence the game as much as you expected. He was not bringing so much balls to the D area. He was not passing through as much as he was playing so well. And this is the thing with Sancho. He's not losing possession, right? He's playing a clean game. He's making those passes. Like he's doing what you'll expect a winger to do. But then he's not creating those chances, like he's not creating chances, like he's not influencing the game to the extent that we expect a winger to do. He'll play as much as you expect a player to play, but he will not create the chances, he'll not create the XGs, he'll not score, he'll not assist. Even in the games where he was playing so well, he will not do all those things that you expect a world class winger to do. He will not do the mistake, but he will not do, like he's always playing in average. But I feel probably it's not just he has not been given the freedom to do as he pleases. And that's why I think probably he's struggling with imposing himself and taking the game as a main man. They all have to leave the main man thing to Cole Palmer. And this probably I blame to the fans because at some point when all these people are building their confidence, I saw Noni Madueke saying like, yeah, he needs to take the chances. And the fans were like, hey, wait, stop. We have the person to take the chances. You just play as a supporter, like you support Palmer. And I think for the last 5 games, all these players, they're like, no, we don't want to score, we don't want to assist, we just want to help Palmer do all the things, which is a bad thing. And probably is a mentality issue that the fans and the coach have imposed on the players, and now the players have lost that confidence because if Palmer does not score, then nobody is scoring. There's a time when the season was going so well, everybody was trying to score. Noni was trying to score, Neto was trying to score, even Caicedo was trying to score. Everybody was trying to make a shot, and I think right now we need to go back to that period. And I want the fans, if ever that thing comes in, they should not start telling all these wingers that, you know what, leave the ball to Palmer. Like don't do your stuff. I want all these players to start doing their stuff because that's the only way we will start scoring goals whenever Palmer is not around, because we are scoring freely in those games where Palmer is not playing in like the League Cup, in the Conference League, like because I think everybody is feeling like now we don't have to play to a central, because if they block Palmer, then the whole gameplay is done. Anyway, there were substitutions, which I also think Reece James came in and started playing he was playing as a right back, but on a lot of occasions, I just saw him playing as a CDM. And even when Caicedo was taken out, he was like practically playing as the CDM, which he played so well. He calmed the game. He was like the center piece of what was happening. Like if you wanted to calm the game, you give Reece the ball. If you want the game to change of speed, you give Reece the ball, and then you will do all that. I think like for the next game, it will be so good if Lavi and Reece James all start and they're also well. And then there was Felix who came in, caused the foul or the free kick that Reece scored. And those were notable. Neto, I didn't see a lot of him, but he came in only for like 10 minutes. Sometimes you don't expect a player to like influence the game in 10 minutes. And also I think just the right back for Bournemouth was so good because he tried to put as much as Madueke, like really dribble past him several times. Like he was always trying to recover, he was always trying to and foul sometimes. But anyway, that was the game. I just wish like in our next game, like we learn. I think like as much as we are learning from watching, somehow, Maresca is also learning from this because the changes he has made in this game are not the changes he made in the other game. And the things that we thought were mistakes in the other games are the things like he's trying to correct. And even while correcting, he's still making some of the mistakes that we are seeing. Like right now, I think he has discovered that we don't need to play with people not in their natural position. Like we don't need to have somebody like Caicedo. This is the second game. We don't need to have Caicedo playing right back. And I'll agree with Maresca. I've not put all the blame on Maresca because at some point I felt like probably that was what we needed if you have to play Lavia and Enzo. But then that disadvantages both the right center back and the person playing that position because he has to go to the CDM and come back. And if he's not doing as much as he could, as he can, he'll be beaten, especially with that trickier winger. Now, if next game we bring in Reece and put him in right back, now they just have to sacrifice somebody. They'll either have to sacrifice Lavia or sacrifice Enzo. And it's not a sacrifice because, as I've always said, like you can't sacrifice a person if you are giving every person at least 40 minutes. Like for Lavia, like for that substitution in the 55th minute, imagine if that game was not just like managing injury, it was like we are reinforcing this thing because we have started with this guy and we are putting another guy which we think will influence the game. Like if we are starting with Enzo and we have scored and now we want to settle the game. And then we bring out Enzo or any other player and we bring in Lavia instead. Like we'll influence the game positively. And that's what Maresca I think needs to learn. Not just going to the game like free form and trying to please everybody. Anyway, that's for me. And then if you have not subscribed, as always, subscribe and good evening, good night, and good morning. I'll see you in the next video.